So, I've been playing Higan and Eruthyll since global launch, and with every gacha game that comes out, there's always pros and cons that gets the community in a frenzy. They recently had two surveys, make sure you fill those out. But I want to talk to you today about 5 changes we need sooner than later in Higan if they plan to be serious contenders in the gacha space. Higan's story, it's okay. But the current pacing and lack of characterization for any of the characters hurts it in the long run. It can be completely soulless at times with objective changes that are not really, fleshed out and sometimes completely rushed for budget reasons. Each chapter is set up like a persona like world of some affliction that torments the character. The foundation is there, but the stakes and emotional impact is very lacking. Take, for instance, a chapter where a city is completely engulfed because of the grief of its mayor inability to save their only child. You would think this, would deliver a profound, emotional driven conflict between our characters and the antagonists, but it never really builds up to anything that makes us invested in the world or invested in our characters anymore. So it's like, what are you guys doing? What's your vision here? Like, execute, execute. Just take your time and deliver us world building that makes sense, right? So I strongly advise the next set of story editions in the coming months, the developers and writers take their time to flesh out the world better and develop their characters in a more meaningful way. Give us some serious experiments, lane, some ergo proxy level nuances, and not this bubblegum anime in every gacha story. The power of friendship can't be the story block to every freaking gacha. I don't need that many friends. You have the gameplay down. Now just focus on the story if you want to complete at a level with, worth your players' time, worth your players' money. This one is literally number one on all of the community's wish list. The current stamina system needs a rework. Like seriously, it needs a rework. Either story needs to be completely stamina free or a fixed cost of 10 across the board. The other rework is stamina based on, conversations I had with members of the community where the refill timer of 6 minutes is just too damn high. Somewhere between 2 to 3 minutes at least should be a good balance. Um, what this does now is allow new players to progress further and understand the story, while other activities have better rewards, but a higher stamina cost to balance out the risk reward factors now. These proposed changes don't completely eliminate stamina, but gives a balance with all the current systems and increases replayability. The idea of Labyrinth is good on paper and not specifically new to gacha games. A Spiral Abyss Esquire system that rewards you with accessory upgrades and items for your character. It even holds a secret vendor room for purchasing stamina refill items and other goodies. So what's wrong with it? It becomes a slog after a while with the running per room animation and the constantly clicking to initiate combat. Remove these two portions of fat for the mode and it shines greatly for a gameplay mode with high replayability. With the global pool currency standard dubs being heavily story influenced and other modes aside from PvP giving sparse dub currency, we're going to need another game mode beyond story that allows us to farm for currency even if the payout is small. This allows free to play players a chance to build up funds for pools to be able to push future content. It also gives us another activity for replayability reasons. So maybe they introduce, an elemental tower, which requires special element units, or who knows, right? But something that allows us to farm more currency. So, what are your thoughts on this? Do you know what's going on? Do you know what debuff or buff just got applied? What did the enemy apply to themselves? We need better context of battle effects happening in the game. So when we pause the game, we get a list of all currently buffs and debuffs on the field. This is one of those low priority quality of life improvements, but will help greatly in understanding all the effects happening on the field. Just recently, I realized this damage effect with this icon means crit damage was applied. That symbol is used nowhere in the ability descriptions. So you get me? Time and time again, a game comes out, not just a gacha game, it gets momentum, then shoots itself in the foot, whether it be competition or mismanagement of its hype and or sometimes in tandem the game itself. Communication is paramount to creating a healthy community. Even once a month you do, a state of the game post about hopes, plans, assurances. You want to build your game up for the long haul. Things that matter to your players. Things that matter to your players who's spending money on your game. Now understand, a company that does this level of production for the art is not looking to make a quick buck and run. I believe Higan wants to be taken seriously against the competition of other gacha games. If they can execute these changes and improve the marketing pushes, I believe they can be a top 10 gacha. What's your thoughts on this? If you enjoy RPG and gacha game discussions with a bit of randomness, please like and subscribe to support the channel. Thank you.